Hello, welcome to Rational Gamers.
That's shit.
I'm Rational Mark, and with me this week is Rational Nick. Say hello, Nick.
Hello, Nick.
Morgan. So this week we're going to talk about some game things like Warner Brothers and 30 under ACM. There's some sales numbers, backwards compatibility in Xbox One and EA, and some crazy things they've said. So thanks for joining us.
That was the most lackluster intro I have ever heard in my entire life.
So guys, thanks for joining us, and soon we're going to talk about some crazy things like Warner Brothers. They're talking about the PC port. What's going to happen there? Yandere Simulator. They're going crazy on Twitch, but that's the way that things happen sometimes. Germany sales numbers. They're insane. Next we're going to talk about the Xbox One backwards compatibility. That's looking great. And EA are some bastards. How about you, Nick? How's your weekend?
Terms and conditions may apply. You sounded like an infomercial guy from America.
Sales can't get any higher.
Sale, sale, sale.
Prices so low, you'll think I'm crazy.
Crazy. Hello.
Hi. So, I don't know whether we're going to use any of those things. I assume one of them.
Of course we are.
So, welcome back to the Rational Gamers. This is our weekly webcast, and we're going to talk about stuff. So, first of all, we're going to talk about a thing that happened in the week. It's to do with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, which
finish him.
Yeah, that one. It's
Finish him.
Basically, Mortal Kombat X came out. It was last year, year before. It was a while ago.
A while ago, yeah.
And
last year.
It wasn't terrible. It was not an awful game. However,
It wasn't great though.
it was pretty good. I mean, it was alright. But
I've heard the Mortal Kombat fans complain about it.
I don't know. Some of them were happy with it as a basic game. However, the one thing they would definitely have complained about was the PC port, because the PC port was shite. Why was it shite? Because it was made by Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers are shite. As a publisher, you just shouldn't touch them. They
Please see Arkham Knight for further information about that.
Yeah, I mean, let's just compare the two situations, okay? One hand, we've got Arkham Knight. It was an okay game on consoles. However, it had issues with DLC and the PC port was shite. Let's look at Mortal Kombat X. It was an okay game. However, DLC problems on PC. Notice any similarities? Yes, they're both shit. Your turn.
Wow, that was energetic. It's like, did you have a sip of coffee after the intro? What is that?
It is not urine.
What is it?
Energy drink. I think it's called a
What?
merge.
I've never had an energy drink.
You should.
Because it tastes so good.
Nobody drinks it for the taste.
I have found sparkling peach water.
Sometimes you are too hardcore for me.
I've been.
I mean that in pornography terms.
I have what? I haven't been able to find sparkling peach water in the shops for absolutely ages, and then I went to Asda the other day and they had some, so I was like, "Yeah, fucking yeah!" So I was
imagine
really,
you
really
kind of fitted in around Asda as well.
What?
I can imagine that reaction would fit in around Asda as well.
Oh, fucking yeah!
Exactly. Somebody else walks up to some tin tomatoes. Oh, fuck you!
No, they do weird combinations now. Like peach and orange is the closest you get to peach, but not just peach anymore. And then I found it. I was like, I love it.
Very good. Perhaps you should next week regale us with the story of the tin tomato. So, Mortal Kombat X. Remember that thing we were talking about?
Yeah, it looks like somebody spilt a whole lot of tin tomatoes all over the place. Because it's so bloody.
That was terrible. Don't
was
give
good.
up your day job. which is, I don't know what you do. So,
I write coding.
you write coding.
I write JavaScript.
You don't code.
I code,
you don't
whatever.
write code. You write coding.
Do we even code, bro? Don't shake your head at me. You
So, Nicholas,
Yes.
the PC version of the game.
Yeah, carry on. I'm not going to say anything else. God damn.
Okay, so they're bringing out almost like a definitive version of Mortal Kombat.
Peach water
X.
rules.
Oh my God! Shut up. They're bringing out I don't even know what I was saying. They're bringing out a definitive version of the game, which is what they always do. That's what Warner Brothers does. They're bringing out a definitive version of the game, and this definitive version is not going to come to PC. Now, bear in mind that the PC version of the game doesn't work properly. It has shite netcode and lots of other issues. For example, the fact that it requires like a stupid amount of RAM and everything else. And
Probably best it's not coming to PC then, isn't it?
But the fact is that people still want to be able to play this game, and they want to be able to play it on PC because they can actually use the fight sticks that they purchased previously. Which, on the Xbox One and PS4, there's only one fight stick available, really, and that's the one that was brought out for Mortal Kombat X, which is barely available.
I've said this before, but I get the impression that a lot of these publishers and everything are trying to drive people to the consoles and away from PC.
Okay. Explain.
Well, they keep making bad ports, they just don't release some things on PC, and how can you not think that?
Nah, I see your point, to an extent, but why would they be doing that?
I don't know, they have their own game, like, whatever the word is. They have their own agendas. I don't work for Warner Brothers.
I'm not saying you do. I've never said or implied that in any way, shape or form. However, the point of this is that we talk about opinions and thoughts.
That is my opinion, that is my thought.
But I'm asking you to justify that opinion.
Because they charge more for console games? They make more money? They
maybe.
want to keep the consoles going because everybody knows the consoles are on the way out. The consoles are basically becoming computers. And what with the Steam machines and everything, that just makes it even more so. It's becoming kind of indistinguishable. The consoles as we once knew them do not exist anymore.
Okay.
You can't disagree with that. You can try.
Yeah, that's kind of what's going through my head. I could, but I don't feel that it would make for good screen time. But what does? I wish I knew. So.
Things just come out my mouth.
Yep. I've seen vomit. So let's talk about, I don't know, something else, because we're not getting anywhere with this.
No, we are not.
No, this is turning out to be a terrible time for everyone involved. So let's have a look at.
Sorry, guys.
Let's have a look at this game that I can't pronounce properly. It's Yandere Simulator. Yandere.
This is going to be a poor topic as well because I don't give a shit.
But that's because you're an idiot. Listen to me. You'll realise why this is a great topic as we go through. So, if we have a look at it, right? There's a game. It's called Yandere Simulator. It's probably not called that, but I can't pronounce it properly, as my friend was trying to teach me the other day and basically gave up in a fit of frustration. I did, however, learn that it's not pronounced Yandere Sim. So,
Yandere.
Yeah, that's genuinely what I originally thought it was called. So
it is Yandere.
Something along those lines. I'm genuinely not going to, make a conscious effort to try and say it properly because I know I can't. So, it's a game. It's a game about a schoolgirl. This schoolgirl has to go around and kill the other school children. And in doing so, you could choose to not necessarily kill somebody, but to instead torture them. And by torturing them, you can egg them on to kill more people. So it not only displays gratuitous violence, but also death and the, I don't know, plunge into depression and mental illness that can come from this ridiculous array of violence. And then beyond that, you can also go on to take panty shots, sometimes of these underage girls. And bear in mind that these underage girls can also be naked. It therefore has images of pre-adolescent girls wandering around, and they can be giant. They can also be small. So
that's just a weird addition.
Yes, yeah, I think they're called Titans when they're giant.
As if anything else in this wasn't, messed up and weird.
Yeah.
And you wonder why Twitch has banned it.
Yeah, so. Thanks. Twitch has banned it.
Spoiler alert!
Twitch has banned it, which it kind of goes along the lines of a few games that it's banned. And there are not many games that have been banned on this service so far. I'll name you just a few of them. BMX XXX, which was a game that came out on the PS2, Xbox, and the GameCube, and was widely regarded as a terrible BMX sim, but also had some
wasn't
boobs
about
in
the
it.
BMXing.
Yeah.
Is a game called BMX XXX really going to be about the BMXing, the bike aspect?
That's what I thought when I got it for Christmas. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Another game that is banned is Battle Rape.
Well, yeah, you can't be surprised that that's banned.
It might be the sequel to Battle Chess, I don't know.
I somehow doubt that.
Another game that's banned, What's Under Your Blanket, which is a masturbation sim. And one that is banned, which I think people might be a little bit more surprised about, is Honey Pop. It's a match 3 game, I think, essentially, but it has women getting clothes off. And I think it ends with each of the characters that you can essentially date. It's a dating sim, really. Each of the characters that you can date, I think they have 1 or 2 images in which they show off large amounts of flesh in very compromising positions. Once you've worked for it.
Thing is, that's fair enough. I'm like, yeah, those are fair enough. That Twitch bans them, they're prohibited. One that does get me, though, is Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy.
That's banned.
It's, on the list it says, in addition to the above, we also prohibit all versions of games rated adults only, called the ESRB's rating guide, including Hatred, Fahrenheit, and Manhunt 2. Why not Manhunt 1?
That is a bit of a weird omission.
Yeah!
It might be because it was prior to the ESRB. That would be my guess.
I thought ESRB backwards. That is not ideal.
I don't know. I saw the waveform and it looked pretty good. So
it's a work of art.
Exactly.
Second Life has also been banned from Twitch.
A bit weird, but I've never really got into Second Life. Fahrenheit.
I thought it was just like World of Warcraft for boring people.
Pretty much, you're able to build and create things. I don't know.
The vast majority of them, I completely understand why they would have banned them, including this new Yandere simulator. Although I'm a bit bewildered at why they have banned Fahrenheit.
Well, let's discuss this. You kill people and dispose of bodies in quite graphic ways, and
I've never actually played it, to be perfectly honest.
And you have sex.
You have played it.
Yeah.
Well, you do much the same stuff in all kind of David Cage games. Heavy Rain.
True. Is there
you cut your own finger off in Heavy Rain, don't you?
I don't know. I've not played the whole of Heavy Rain.
That's what I've heard.
Is there a gratuitous sex scene in there?
Say again.
Is there a sex scene in there? A graphic sex scene?
Probably. It's it's a David Cage game.
I appreciate that I've just asked and now I'm telling. I'm pretty sure there isn't. But in Fahrenheit
I know
Indigo
there's
Prophecy there
nudity
is.
in that game.
Yes, there's definitely nudity. There's a shower scene I think is somewhat infamous. But in Fahrenheit...
Infamous now, that's a good game. Sorry. No relation to what we're talking about. I just heard the word infamous and I thought about Infamous and I was like, I want to play that game. Good game.
Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy, you do have a sex scene, which is prefaced with you playing the guitar. If you play it perfectly, you get treated to a sex scene in which you do control the movements and the rhythm, as they might say.
Okay, well maybe that's why. I didn't know about that.
That's why. I would suggest that's why that one's been banned.
Thing is, the vast amount of these games are about certain kind of involuntary sexual procedures, which... How do these games get made in the first place?
As I say, I'm pretty sure that Battle Rape started off as a Battle Chess sequel and then just kind of spiraled.
I mean, there is one word I'm seeing a lot, Sakura or something, and I'm not entirely sure I want to know what that word means, being that it's on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these games. Don't look it up, I can hear you typing!
Oh yeah, I see what it is. Whoa.
You wish you hadn't seen what it was, yes?
It's... I mean, it's hentai. It's just hentai. There's
not as bad as some stuff, then.
This is pretty... Whoa, but the game doesn't actually contain any sexual content.
Which one?
I'm looking specifically at Sakura Santa.
Sakura Santa. Is that some kind of Christmas-themed game?
It is. Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Now, interestingly, the dev of Yandere has responded in the form of a YouTube video in which he's basically called Twitch out saying, look, they've cancelled, you're no longer allowed to stream this game. We don't know why. The Twitch have not got in touch with us. We've tried to get in touch with them several times, they've not responded, and when the press asks about it, they're just pointing them to the terms and conditions, which doesn't tell us what's wrong. The dev has said, if we can find out what's wrong, we will try and kind of put things right.
I think that it's just the fact that, what's wrong? Everything. They just point at the terms and conditions and say, all of that.
The dev specifically said, if it's the giant naked underage girls, then we'll make them skinless.
What?
Yes, they will make them into skinless titans.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah, we're talking some weird shit going on here.
Well, that...
And he kind of then said another couple of things, but then he specifically said, however, if the issue is the taking of panty shots, I can assure you we will not bend, we will not bow to this. So he wants you to still be able to take panty shots of underage girls, so bravo there.
I fear for the world. That's truly disturbing.
Yeah, this is a weird segment of the internet. But he then basically said, but guess what? Twitch isn't the only place that you can stream. And he then gave you a list of 3 other streaming services which you can use instead of Twitch. For example, YouTube Gaming and Ustream, both of which have not yet banned the game.
Oh, you can guarantee YouTube will, like, pretty damn soon.
Maybe.
I've not heard of the other one.
It's up there. It's one of the top 3 if you like, but it's 3rd.
It's one of the top 3, but it's at the bottom.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a weird situation. I think that everybody will agree that a lot of these games should be banned on Twitch.
Yeah, I didn't see the big news deal of it because it's like, well, yeah, Twitch are well within their rights.
Yeah, it's fair enough that they're able to kind of say, but to me, it was just interesting to look at the game as much as anything else, and just how twisted this whole scenario is. Yeah, I'm pretty happy that this is all panning out as it has.
I don't. What possesses these people to make games? Have they no shame?
It is pretty crazy. Pretty damn crazy.
Surely there's laws against that kind of crap, anyway.
The game itself.
Well, yeah, like the content. I mean, for instance, I mean, you're basically killing kids. It's basically what you're doing in the game. And in, like, every Bethesda game, the kids are immortal because of that kind of issue.
You've got to imagine that it's banned in some countries. Germany really is the one that I'm referring to.
Australia, I wonder what Australia would say about it.
Yeah, Aussie as well.
Because on one hand, I could see them banning it in a second. On another hand, I don't know. That's the thing. They're quite unpredictable about what they ban.
But the fact is that this is an indie game. It doesn't necessarily go through the stringent values that you would get of a published game. Well, a properly published game, a public game that you get in Tesco or Amazon or somewhere like that.
God, I would be like, I'd build my own rocket and be launched off to Mars if they started selling that in Tesco.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, something more cheerful and less thing that makes me want to kill myself. Xbox One backwards compatibility. Get the knife.
I don't know. This is good. This is good stuff.
No, it's kind of good. It just depends on what they have decided to give backwards compatibility to.
Not much else.
Not a great amount, no.
I mean, they've done a few new games.
Witcher 2?
Well, The Witcher 2 is the interesting one. They've made The Witcher 2 backwards compatible, and they're giving it away.
They're giving it away? Really?
Yep. It's currently free anytime between now and the 5th of February, so if you have an Xbox One or an Xbox 360...
You don't get The Witcher 2.
Get it, yeah.
To be fair, Steam practically gives away The Witcher and The Witcher 2 all the time. You can get them both for like £3 or something. When the sales are on.
Yeah, but this is the fact that they put the effort to make this backwards compatible and then gave it away. That's a pretty clever move, to be fair.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, that's commendable. Another game that's on there is Counter-Strike Go, Global Offensive, which is a weird one because it was a crap version of the game anyway. It was a really poor version that's so poorly supported. Had barely any of the updates that you'd find on. Well, it's had none of the updates really that you'd find on PC. The netcode wasn't great, and the community on it was just terrible. Yeah, and they've decided to just kind of carry that on to exacerbate an already terrible issue.
Oh, it's shit. Okay, keep it being shit then.
Yeah. Let's spend time on that and ensure that more people are able to experience that. Other games on there. Sam & Max Save the World is not a terrible Sam & Max game, but it is kind of old school now when you look at the whole point-and-click genre.
Very, very old school.
Skullgirls, 2D beat 'em up. It's not bad. Not good.
I've not actually played half of these games, or any of these games.
Soul Calibur? You must have played
Which one?
Soul Calibur.
I think I played Soul Calibur 4 with you, just because it had like Darth Vader or Yoda or whoever in it.
I'd have had the Yoda version on the Xbox 360, as opposed to the PS3, which had Vader. Yoda being a very cheap character because he's so small and was able to dodge a good portion of the upper attacks.
You just say punching, and Yoda's just like, yeah.
Yeah, didn't
What?
mean anything. It was the equivalent.
It's like he's always crouching.
Yeah, it was the equivalent of Oddjob in GoldenEye. So yeah, but it's the original Soul Calibur, which is a remake of the original Soul Calibur for the Dreamcast. It is not a bad Soul Calibur game. Not as good as Soul Calibur 2, but not a bad game. And worth picking up.
I know nothing about those Soul Calibur games, so nothing more to say.
You should definitely play Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah,
You should
I'm not big on fighting games.
Oh, but it's got this whole kind of RPG thing going for it. Really cool.
Eh.
Really well made. And it's got Link from The Legend of Zelda in it if you get the GameCube version.
You know what else has got a RPG element in?
An RPG?
Yes. Which I'd much prefer to play.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
Not in comparison to Soul Calibur 2. It's just fun. It's really well made. It's probably one of the few fighting games I've ever got into. Maybe even one of the only fighting games that I've got into. Kind of pure fighting game.
I think the last fighting game I actually kind of got into was Virtual Fighter on the Sega Saturn. Shit. Fail.
That is one of those games that is not aged well at all.
Well, no, of course it hasn't, but this was God knows how many years ago when I was... I don't even know how old I was. I was really young, I didn't know any better, basically.
I think the only other game that I can think of that I got into was Mortal Kombat 1 on the Sega Mega Drive, which was awesome. Unlike Mortal Kombat X, which is having a really bad time at the moment. That would have been a good segue. So, let's move on. Nick, you like talking about German sales numbers.
Do I? Do I?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah. Console sales figures have been released for Germany, and... Shut up! PS4 is just kicking all of the arse. What is that face? I'm gonna stop talking if you carry on that face.
It's my Muppet face. Did you not think it was good? Come on, Nick, talk about them.
You were talking about Muppets. Right. 2015 sales of the PS4, 1.4, you dick.
What was that for? I was dancing.
1.4 million, as opposed to the Xbox One, which had 270,000. In the holiday sales, this was also seen, with PS4 selling 570,000 units, and the Xbox One only selling 110,000. Which is kinda nutso. Like, the degree of difference there. The LT sales...
Lifetime.
Long-term, yeah. I don't know abbreviations. The PS4 sold 2.8 million, as opposed to the Xbox One selling 600,000. Interesting thing is, the Wii U sold more than the Xbox One. They sold 690,000.
Yay! So, I think we can all agree that the Wii U is the superior console out of the three. Not only...
Also, it wasn't even on the 2015 or 2015 holiday sales.
Didn't need to be.
Okay. Why? What?
Nintendo! So, lifetime sales of the PS4 are massive, which is ridiculous considering they haven't had a massive number of exclusives this last year. It's not a secret that the number of exclusives has been poor.
Yeah, but the exclusives they have got are really good.
Yeah.
You got Bloodborne, Infamous Second Son, some others. Those are the only two I care about. I want a PS4 because of them two.
Yes, but your list, whilst impressive, was short.
Yeah, but...
And length does matter.
But Bloodborne isn't.
It's not just about the girth. The length does matter.
Yeah, but Bloodborne is ridiculously long.
But I appreciate if used in the right way. You know, the person at the other end can still get pleasure from it. But the fact is that length does help. And it enables you to get into other positions that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to get into.
What are you talking about, you idiot? I'm aware you're talking about penis, But you don't have to bring your hobbies. Don't.
I'm so close to 30. So you yeah. So the PlayStation 4 hasn't had a great number of exclusives, and the exclusives it had, whilst those few have been really good, they haven't been superb. The Xbox One, on the other hand, has had quite a few exclusives this last year. A pretty good lineup for
Yeah,
Christmas
one of them was Halo.
Halo was the best Halo game since Halo 3 for multiplayer.
I don't like Halo.
I know, but it was still...
I played Halo 1, got lost, and thought, fuck this!
Yeah, Halo
This is
Reach
boring.
is the best. The
Every
black...
corridor looked the same.
Yeah, Halo 1 was terrible for that. The black sheep of the Halo family is Halo Reach. If ever you play a Halo game, play Halo Reach. It's actually the better of the lot.
Yeah, no, I've actually heard about that. Halo Reach is actually not bad.
Yeah, it's one of those that if you talk to anybody that really likes Halo, chances are they won't like Halo Reach. But it is the better of the games.
Because it's not Halo. If Halo were to come to PC properly, and I say properly because... What the hell?
I was picking something up off the floor. I'm allowed to do stuff, Nick! I'm not your property!
That's not what... What the hell?
That's
Not what your wife says.
What? This is this is something that should be discussed off camera. So, the 2015 sales, in particular, I'm surprised about. However, I think that this might be instead more of a reflection of Germany, and just the fact that in Germany at the moment, PlayStation is the console to have. If you were to be able to get your hands on the UK numbers over a similar period, my guess is that the numbers would be far, far closer. The PlayStation would still come out on top, but it'd be far, far closer.
Someday I would like to see PC sales included in this.
That would be insane.
Yes.
Because there's no way on earth that they would be even remotely similar, nor comparable.
I know. That's the point. More people buy PCs than anything else. Not for gaming, admittedly, and that kind of skews it, but...
Exactly. It would just be crazy to do so.
Graphics cards then.
That would be more interesting, though still semi-useless.
You're semi-useless.
That's what your face says. So, let's move on. Let's talk about EA. You really want to talk about EA?
I thought it was funny because EA are basically saying,
I can't find my blue tack. Sorry, carry on.
Marty used to build things out of blue tack on his desk at university. That's
still
not
do.
the most interesting part. The most interesting part is then he used to burn them afterwards.
I sometimes burn them. That was just to see the reaction there. It's a pretty interesting material to burn. There's something that I have on my current desk. It's a little flower. It has blue tack.
Sometimes
quite
I
accomplished.
would smell the burning coming through the doors. The two fire doors between mine and his room.
I don't think they could be classed as fire doors.
They technically were fire doors.
A guy punched it and it broke. That's not a fire door. He didn't even put any effort into it.
Who punched it?
Oh, did he kick it? Remember second year you had a... Or was it Darren had a hole in his door?
No, Darren had a hole in his door.
Darren had his door kicked in. By a gentleman that was trying to fix a
That's
lock.
it, yes! I was trying to remember who broke his door. It was the guy who came to fix the door. His lock broke. So, we got the actual keysmith from the university out. What did he put? Put his fucking foot through the door.
that was his solution. Yeah, and then they tried to charge us for that. For that damage.
Yeah. They were like, oh, you're not getting the deposit back. Fuck you, university.
Yep, I sent back a pretty detailed message as to why they should give us the money back. They eventually did, which is very kind of them.
I did nothing. I was just like, yeah, Mike can take care of it.
Everybody was like that. That was just me. Just me making sure that we got our money that we were owed. So anyway, I don't think that has much to do with this.
But it's funny.
It was an amusing aside.
It was what's the word? I can't remember the word. Anecdote.
Okay.
Anecdote.
Yep.
What are we talking about? EA. EA says it's trying not to be a greedy beast. Stop miming me, you cock.
I'm not miming you.
The EA CEO says that's not actually what we're trying to do. Well, you could have bloody well fooled us, Mr. CEO of EA. But it does, I get the impression they are maybe trying to change their ways a little bit, because he seemed kind of like, well, we're actually not trying to do that, I'm sorry. And they've just done the whole EA, Origin Access Vault thing, which is actually fairly reasonably priced, and, you know, you get discount off the other games. So, but they've recently had a new CEO. Andrew Wilson is new, isn't he?
Yep.
So, you know, change of blood, new blood, change of management. Maybe we're going to see a new side to EA in the future, and maybe he's going to try and push the fact that we're trying to change our ways. Therefore, we might get some good deals out of it, because EA can do decent things when they want to.
My worry isn't necessarily... I mean, yes, they've constantly screwed over people that have tried to purchase their games, but that isn't necessarily my worry. My worry is that they have a horrible history of destroying developers that they touch. They have the opposite of the Midas touch. They have the shit touch.
To be good though.
They have the garbage and touch.
Back when EA was, I don't know, EA was new. Yes, okay. But you know, back at the time of like The Sims 1, for instance, they were actually pretty good.
I mean, back when they were challenge everything, they weren't too bad.
Yeah.
But
back when they were Electronic Arts, not EA.
Yeah.
But I used to actually like them because they brought out good stuff. But then it seems like when we've come into the digital age, it's like they suddenly said, we can take advantage of this. We can exploit them for however much we want. We can put all these microtransactions in. We can charge however much we want because, you know, it's a service of on demand. And they didn't quite get it as well as like Valve did, who did reasonable things with Steam. But maybe now they've become self-aware, and if that's the case, then, you know, go EA. But so long as this is a consistent trend they're going to keep up of doing the right thing now and know what they've done in the past, then they maybe can do something better in the future.
I'm going to come up with a new term, and that new term is out-shitted. EA has been out-shitted by Ubisoft and Warner Brothers. Ubisoft and Warner Brothers saw what EA was doing. They were sitting on a hill far away, using the pair of binoculars, just admiring EA as they became worst company in America a number of times. You know what? They thought they had a twinkle in their eye. They had a hope. They had a dream that one day, maybe, just maybe, they could out-shit EA. And you know what? They've done it. So kudos to them. They've finally realised their childhood dreams. But at the same time, it's kind of taken the heat off EA. And whilst the heat is off, they're trying to do their best with it. Quite what that means, I'm not sure. Whether it means that they'll try and screw us over in new and more exciting ways, I don't know. Maybe they'll try and out-shit Ubisoft and Warner Brothers. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll become this good guy. Maybe they'll become Nintendo and Valve too.
The dynamic of the whole situation is really interesting because EA might actually be going for being on the mend. Now they've seen... Stop it! Now they've seen... Maybe Ubisoft and Warner Brothers have been like a mirror to them. Stop it!
Maybe so. Maybe they've looked at somebody else, realised that we cannot be shit.
But the interesting thing is, Ubisoft has been on a steady decline for a good long while now. I'm still kind of with them just because I like the look of Far Cry Primal. If it had just been another clone of Far Cry 3, I'd be like, done with them. But it's actually something kind of semi-original based on what's already there. But Warner Brothers is just kind of shakadunk. They have gone off a cliff. I mean, not long ago they were the guys. They were the because they had the new Mortal Kombat, which at the time was Mortal Kombat 9. They had Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. They were fucking amazing. And then they kind of just went, no, we're shit now.
It's same with Ubisoft though. At one point, Ubisoft was superb. They would, if you like, the mirror to EA. They were the alternative that still came out with decent games and came out with them often. If you just have to look at the Far Cry's, the Raymans, and the Assassin's Creeds, they were riding a fantastic wave.
They were on a wave of innovation for a while there, but they really got into a rut with Assassin's Creed. They found something they're comfortable with. Like EA, become comfortable with constantly making the money out of the Sims expansion packs and microtransactions. Ubisoft have become complacent, just like Activision have with their yearly releases.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say something else. I can't remember what though.
I don't know either.
No, it's gone.
Yeah, not great. But yeah, it's so difficult to look at the games industry at the moment and say that it's in a good shape. There's so much potential out there, so many opportunities, and I'm struggling to feel optimistic about the future. Everybody at the moment is putting all of their eggs into the VR basket, and I hope to goodness that it comes up with something good, because other than that, I think people have just got to hold on to their PCs and enjoy the few games that they get that are well made.
To be fair, the PCs, a lot of the PC ports are pretty shockingly bad, but what we do get tends to be outstanding. Like, Arkham Knight and Mortal Kombat X ports are rubbish. GTA 5, ridiculously good. Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah,
but that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that Ubisoft and Warner Brothers, whatever, it's kind of like what Batman said.
Okay,
no,
yep.
Not what Batman said. Who said it in the film?
I don't know.
Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent.
Of course you did.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Concerned about Valve, they've been the hero for a good long time now.
I feel like they've already done the whole villain thing.
When Steam first came out. Yeah.
And I think to an extent...
People didn't like Steam when it first came out. I didn't like Steam when it first came out, and then it got really good. So.
I think to an extent they're still there.
How so?
Because game-wise, they're doing bugger all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's the contrast, though.
Customer service-wise, they're doing bugger all.
That's the contrast. Valve, in its villain phase, is still better. It's still considered heroic compared to EA and Ubisoft and Warner Brothers and... That's crazy!
Pretty much.
For the longest time in civilization, we would spend money as human beings. Then we would spend time where we spend our money. That's reversed now. You come in and play a bunch of games and ultimately invest after that. That's something that Mr. Andrew Wilson said in response to this whole EA not being a greedy beast.
It's pretty worrying because that's just essentially saying we're going to go all out in free-to-play games. We're going to seriously ram your butthole full of free-to-play games.
No more Dungeon Keepers, please.
You're going to be shitting free-to-play games for weeks.
I got War for the Overworld.
You got what?
War for the Overworld.
I'm looking at Winnie the Pooh's Rumbly Tumbly Adventure.
What? No, you know War for the Overworld? It was the Dungeon Keeper remake.
Nope.
Seriously?
Nope. I mean,
Well, never mind then.
fine then. I won't.
Basically, Dungeon Keeper, everybody loved the original Dungeon Keepers, and then EA brought out the mobile Dungeon Keeper, and everybody hated it.
Yep.
And then this War for the Overworld came into early access and stuff, and it's out now. And everybody loved the idea because it looked like the original Dungeon Keeper. It's like what Dungeon Keeper 3 should have been.
Yep.
And basically, I'm just saying I've got that. I'm looking forward to playing it.
Fair enough. That's good times.
Good times!
I'm watching gameplay now of the Rumbly Tumbly Adventure. It's not good.
Why? What?
I'm not sure whether this is even a platformer.
You watch a lot of shit.
Name one thing I've watched that was terrible.
That.
Other than that.
That dodgy, hentai stuff.
I didn't watch anything.
You looked it up just now!
I looked it up. I mean, that's not the same as watching anything. That was research.
Fair enough.
Exactly. So, I don't know about you, but this feels like a natural closing point. What do you think?
I think we're early.
We can be early. That's fine. We don't have to fill advertising spaces
I'm
or
trying
anything.
to play Dark Souls.
Okay, go on. Let's see where this goes.
It's not going well.
Okay.
I tried to play the first bit of Dark Souls on the channel a little while ago. And after that, I didn't go back to it for a while. Last week, I picked it up again, started trying to play it, and since then, I've died about 100,000 times, and I've been able to travel approximately 50 meters.
Fair enough.
Fucking insane. The only way I was able to kill the second boss was because I fell off a bridge, which I was finding it on, and I died. It came up, you died, and then I saw the boss fall behind me, and then it came up, you are victorious. I was like, okay. And then I got to the next bit, and a dragon burnt me to death. So fuck that game.
Burnt you to death. Terrible.
Yeah.
Um.
And then sat on the top of a steeple, mocking me.
Nice.
This is the first Dark Souls, by the way, because I've been hesitant to play it properly, and I still am. But you just want it pulls you in. You just want to do it. You want to do it so much.
I know what you mean. I had a girlfriend that was very similar.
I'm not sure how I to respond to that.
That was a sexual conquest of mine. So, yeah, we're going to try a couple of new things on Rational Gamers soon, shortly, whenever. So keep an eye out on that. It's a slightly different format. It's still kind of a classic Let's Play idea, but it's just coming at it from a different angle. So keep an eye out. Let us know what you think, and if there's anything else that you'd like. What?
You might have noticed because he has started showing his face, and we are now showing our faces on this. And I'll be doing that on my Let's Plays at some point.
Yeah, we're just trying to mix things up a little bit, trying something a bit different throughout, and seeing where it takes us.
To victory!
Yeah, to victory, to jail, to... I don't know. What?
Why would it send us to jail? Did you severely copyright something?
I've never done that. That I know of. So, if we...
That's a problem with YouTube. You record a game, and then it comes up, you have a copyright claim on this game, and you had no idea.
Yeah, and sometimes it's absolute bollocks, but you just can't be bothered to argue against it, so you let it ride. So,
well, it's not a copyright strike, it's a copyright claim, so basically they monetize it for you.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Which you can still argue against. You don't have to sit there and take it, but it just takes time, effort, and potentially risks a strike at that point. So anyway,
Yeah,
I think we're going to
not worth
leave.
it.
We're going to leave this here. Yeah, that's a good time. So
Yes, maybe okay.
I'm Marty,
I'm Nick.
and we are the Rational Gamers. I hope you've had a good time. That was Wild Stallions.
Oh,
See, come on.
okay, that wasn't a very good Wild Stallions.
Not from
No,
you.
No, what we should do is, my name's Rational Nick,
And I am Marty C. Rational.
and we are
Wild
Rational Gamers.
No.
That didn't go well.
So, we've been the Rational Gamers, you've been ear raped, and we'll talk to you again soon. Hope you've had a good time,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.